Arsenal and Chelsea play out a 2-2 draw at Stamford Bridge in a game that even now, recording the next day, I'm just still so upset about. That performance was so bad. I'm just glad we can actually walk away with something, because like I said in the post-match reaction video, I think we were lucky to walk away with anything. Chelsea probably deserved all 3 points. We got outplayed, and the only time that Chelsea looked shaky was after that Sanchez mistake, where we went 2-1 down, and then Chelsea started to look a tad bit shaky. And in the moment we went 2-2, they looked very shaky. We probably should have won the game. But anyway, I'm still so upset with the performance, and the result isn't great. It's not bad considering how bad the performance was though. In this video, we'll be discussing my player ratings for the game. So what's going on, everyone? You're listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into this. So in goal, David Raya. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. To be fair, in the first half, he wasn't that bad, maybe outside of some sloppy long passes that you could probably blame on the weather. But boy, that second half performance was dreadful. I mean, when we conceded that goal, right, to Mudryk, I know it's hard for David Raya to stop that. But if David Raya is in the correct positioning, so where he's a little closer to his post, he could just catch that. It's an easy catch. He got wrong-footed by a miscue from Mudryk, and I mean, to be fair, I mean, it went in beautifully. If he meant it, it would have been awesome, but he clearly didn't mean it. Raya was jumping the gun, trying to come get that cross when it wasn't even a cross. Like, listen, I think horrible position there in that goal should have been avoided. And would Ramsdale have made the same mistake? I don't know. But all I'm saying is that if that was Ramsdale in goal with David Raya on the bench, the cries for Raya to start would be much, much louder. But even after that, we had some god-awful passes out from the back from Raya. And, like, I mean, if you think about that chance, I think a lot of people are forgetting about this. I believe it was still 2-1. There was a chance where Sterling and I think Nicholas Jackson had just come on. They were on the counter-attack, and they'd gone close. And I don't know what position that was again from Raya. Like, Raya's come far out of his 6-yard box. He's still in his box space, far out of his 6-yard box. And to be fair, he stays up long enough and he wins the ball off Nicholas Jackson's feet, who was trying to do too much. But if Nicholas Jackson just put his head down and shot it, it would have been 3-1 game over. I'm just saying that if Ramsdale had this bad of a performance consecutively now, because let's be honest, that Man City game wasn't great either from him. If Ramsdale had done that, the cries for Raya to start would be much, much louder. Raya's done well, but not well enough. I think now with this poor dip of form from Raya, I think Arteta would be kidding himself not to play Ramsdale. It would be a disgrace not to play Ramsdale. But anyway, Zinchenko, 3 out of 10. Just a horrible game from Zinchenko. Probably could get 2 out of 10. Was probably our worst player on the pitch in the first half. Glad he got taken off at halftime. He got torched by Sterling. Man, I felt bad for him. He looked like a Make-A-Wish kid out there. Got torched by Sterling. Horrible in possession. It just wasn't his game. I think it was right to pull him off at halftime. Do I think this means he shouldn't start for us in the next game? No. Still a really good player. Just a horrible performance. Gabriel, probably our best player on the pitch if you think about it. I mean, definitely the better of the two centre-halves. Looked assured and aggressive. And if we won, I would probably make his rating higher than this. I'm going to make his rating a 6 out of 10. Probably, like I said, I think probably one of our best players on the pitch all night. Was aggressive, won all the headers. And at times, he looked more comfortable than Saliba. And I don't know how often I've said that before, but I think Gabriel was definitely the better of the two centre-halves. On to Saliba, a player that I rate really highly. Yeah, just a very out of character game from Saliba. He looked lost out there. He seemed to struggle with the pace and maybe even the physicality of the game. I don't know. I think it was quite a disappointing performance. And I mean, the penalty, say what you want about it, his arm shouldn't be there no matter what. Yeah, 4 out of 10 for Saliba. Ben White, I think he had an okay game. He was decent. Wasn't great. I'm gonna give Ben White a 5 out of 10. pretty average game. The hairstyle, to be fair, when I first saw it, I didn't like his hairstyle, but I don't mind it in game. His hairstyle is kind of cool. But outside of that, I think it was just an average performance from Ben White. Defensively, he was okay, other than that Mudryk goal where he had some piss poor effort. If you go watch that goal again, right, the moment the ball is lost, Ben White's tracking back is like a jog at that. I don't understand. The second half has just started. It's not like you're tired. Very, very poor there. But outside of that, he was okay, I think. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I'm probably being lenient, but it is what it is. Jorginho, I mean, the return Stamford Bridge, you thought, okay, it's a masterclass game coming in from Jorginho, starting over Partey. Yeah, no, that's not it. Not near as good as he was against City. 4 out of 10 for Jorginho. To be honest, he looked like an old man out there. He looked lost most of the game. He played, especially in that first half, wasn't great defensively and pretty much looked overrun for most of the game. So, disappointing performance from Jorginho. Declan Rice, now you guys might not agree with this. You guys might want me to bump it higher. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. And let me tell you why. Outside of that last, let's say, 15 minutes, Declan Rice seemed to struggle. Chelsea definitely won that midfield battle by far. Like, it's not even a question in my mind. Chelsea won that midfield battle for the first 75 minutes at least. The moment Declan Rice scored, and by the way, beautiful first time finish. And I know the goal's open, but he still had to do so well to get it in there. And he scores a goal. And then after that, he plays really well. He puts in some good through balls. But outside of that, I think he just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I just think the Arsenal midfield got overrun, got overplayed. Chelsea had the numbers in the midfield because they didn't have a striker. Everyone, when they're off the ball, was essentially a midfielder. Yeah, like, I enjoyed Rice's performance that last 15 minutes. And if you could grade just that last 15 minutes, you're probably looking at 7 on 8. But if you have to grade the whole game, you have to be fair. He kind of got overrun. It is what it is. 5 out of 10 for Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard, the captain, someone I love watching and I love playing for Arsenal, but this, again, just wasn't his game. Overrun. We didn't have the numbers. He didn't have the ball much. Was quite sloppy in the first half when he did have the ball. Yeah, overall, it just wasn't a happy outing for the skipper. I'm going to give Odegaard a 4 out of 10. Now, Martinelli. 5 out of 10. And let me tell you why. He did okay on that wing. I think, especially in that, it was the second half. Yeah, especially in that second half. Him and Gusto had a very good tussle, very good duel on that side. I was quite surprised to see him get taken off when he did, because I don't think he was too bad, especially in that second half. Not too bad from Gabby. I thought he was probably the lively out of the front three. I'm going to give Gabby a 5 out of 10. Jesus. Yeah, it didn't really do much, did he? Didn't have much success in any way, shape, or form. He had some half chances, but I mean, what more is there to say? Gabby Jesus tried, but I mean, Colwell and Thiago Silva had that on lock in the first half, especially. I'm going to give Gabby Jesus a 4 out of 10. On to the star boy, Bukayo Saka. Would probably be a 4 out of 10, but being that he got an awesome assist to find Trossard the back stick, I'm going to give Saka a 5 out of 10. He did okay. I mean, to be fair, Cucurella did really well defensively on Bukayo Saka. They were double teaming him when needed. Tough outing again for Bukayo. He looked quite frustrated the whole game, understandably so, especially in that first half. He never really got the ball. But luckily, like I said, I think that assist has bumped him up just 1 in my books. So a 5 out of 10 for Saka is what I think he deserves. Tomiyasu came on at halftime and he did much better than Zinchenko did on that left flank. Still didn't do much though. I'm going to give Tomiyasu a 5 out of 10. But like I said, did much better defensively. It was a much needed substitution from Arteta. Havertz I'm not going to grade because he didn't do much and he wasn't on long enough. It's quite tricky. He did okay though. He won some good headers. He looked okay with the close 1-2 quarter play. But yeah, I think it wasn't long enough. I think if he had played the whole game the way he played, you're probably looking at a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 performance. I don't think it was bad. Just not enough to grade him, I don't think. Trossard, I'm going to grade, even though they were on for the same amount of time. He scored a goal. What can I do? 5 out of 10 for Trossard. It wasn't on long enough to get anything higher, but he scored the goal, and I don't care. I'm giving him a rating. Emil Smith-Rowe. I love this kid. Like I said, it's probably my favorite player in the whole Arsenal squad. Glad that he came on. Glad that Arteta showed faith in him to bring him on. But, again, that midfield was just overrun. The numbers weren't there for us. tough outing for Smith Rowe. But I won't lie, I think he had some good runs at times. He played okay, but he just didn't have enough. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. Nketiah, very similar to Jesus, was on lock the whole time. Probably should have scored to make it 3-2, but it was a difficult chance. He probably shouldn't even got there, but he did. Showed good effort, but wasn't on long enough and didn't really do much to warrant anything higher than a 4 out of 10. And for the manager, Arteta, I'm going to give Arteta a 4. And let me explain. I think it probably would have been much lower if he didn't have some really good substitutions. I think that Tomiyasu's substitution was game-changing because it locked down that flank a little bit better. But obviously, he brought on the super sub, Leandro Trossard. He took off Jesus when needed. He showed some, let's say, some balls by bringing on Havertz as well. But still not a great performance from the team. Not great from Arteta. We probably should have won the game in any other day, but we had a piss poor performance and we scraped a draw, luckily. Yeah, it's a 4 out of 10, but if he didn't bring on Trossard and if we had lost that game, you're looking at a 2 or 3. Yeah, wasn't a good outing for Arteta. We just got tactically beat as well by Pochettino. Straight up like that. But anyway, guys, I'm tired of talking about this game. I'm so upset still. Let me know, what do you guys think of the game? What ratings would you change? Who did you think played well? Who did you think played badly? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Suppression.